Well, hello everyone. Hi, my name is Etta, and I just want to come here today to do a video. Excuse me, let me make a few adjustments. Come here today to do a video because I know I hadn't been on here in a minute. Um, the reason why I hadn't is because I started a new job, and it requires a lot of intense training, and also in the midst of getting ready to move. So I've been quite busy, and then I've been working with my secondary business that I work from home as well. So it's been keeping me quite busy. And I was like, man, I gotta at least make a video before I move because I'm scheduled to move this coming up Wednesday, which will be the 12th. And I know it's going to take a minute for me to get everything set up and to get moved and to get everything set up to where I can start back, you know, being normal. Because you all know moving is a job, and I really don't like moving a lot. But in this place here that I am now, I had to move here. It wasn't the best place, but it was a place that I had to move to because it was during the time of the pandemic. The house that I was in, the homeowner let the house went in foreclosure, and I had a certain amount of time that I had to move out. And at the time, so many other people was trying to find places too, because I think that's when the I can't remember what it's called, but it was the rent thing when a lot of people wasn't paying their rent and they were getting put out and they had to find places to live, and that made it very challenging for me to find a place. So this place here where I am at now, I was just driving by one day and I saw the for rent sign, and of course it was with another private owner, a private homeowner, so I didn't have a choice. I needed somewhere to go. I was like, either it's going to be this or I had to try to go to a hotel, and I didn't want to go to no hotel. So I moved here. The place wasn't in the best condition. It needed some updating and things of that nature. And once I got in here, I found out she had all kind of problems. She had water problems, in which I had to end up paying high water bills, like $800 in water bills. And I didn't think it was really fair because she knew she had issues before I moved in. But I'm gonna put all that behind me, and I'm gonna move forward because, like I said, I'm moving into a new place, and I'm thankful. And I'm with a company. I went through a company this time to where if anything need to be fixed, they will fix it. I'm like, I'm not dealing with no more private homeowners who want to rent their places. This is it for me. So, but like I had told you all earlier, I had got approved for a home, but it was really hard trying to find something in an area that I wanted to be in. If I got something, it had to be way out somewhere that I didn't want to be, or some bad areas and all this stuff. So I just decided to wait. And so I did find a nice home. It's a 3-bedroom home. It's in a pretty decent area. The house is really nice, so I'm excited about that. So, but anyway, I didn't mean to come on here rambling on, but I came here to do a video today. But first of all, let me just explain a little bit about my channel if you all are new. Now, this is a channel to where we dive into the mysteries of metaphysics, spirituality, divination, and astrology, so that we can receive these messages from our ancestor spirits, the elemental spirits, the nature spirits, and the universal spirits. So that once we receive these messages, that we will be able to improve our lives, by receiving these messages and understanding them. So I just want to thank you for being here if you're new, and if you're a subscriber, I just want to thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Like I said, the last 2 or 3 years has been really challenging for me, but I'm gonna make it through. I have to stay positive, and I have to stay, just have to keep a positive mindset. And as a matter of fact, that's what I want to talk about today. You know, I want to talk about us just clearing our minds of negative energies. Because sometimes during life we go through quite a bit, just like I explained about my situation. And I know a lot of other people have went through challenging situations as well. And if we're not careful, we will hold these negative thought forms and negative energies, that it will keep us from excelling and moving forward in life. So I just wanted to, I got this book here. You probably can't see it because of the glare. Let's see. Okay. It's called Spiritual Mind Power Affirmations. And that's what we have to do on a daily basis to try to stay positive. Because if not, it will wear us down. It will, like I said, to keep us from moving forward. It'll throw our chakras out of balance and everything, to where we won't be able to, you know, be successful in life. So I'm just going to share this with you all, because, like I said, I know I'm not the only one going through, challenging times, because right now we're living in challenging times. And so we need to, do everything we can to try to stay positive, and to try to keep our minds clear, and to keep all this negativity. And you know what? And then, but the thing is, we have to prep and prepare ourselves for this, okay? And in order to do that, we got to stay in meditation. You have to constantly stay in meditation, keeping your mind clear and your mind fresh. But anyway, before I go on any further, I'm just going to read some of this, and I'm going to expound on it. Okay, clear the mind of negative energies. In your deepest thoughts and feelings are filled with negative energies, and that energies will suppress and neutralize any positives that seek to come forth from God's presence within you. Okay, so unfortunately, these are techniques for clearing the mind of negatives, including meditation, visualization, and more. Okay, so first of all, what we have to do, because a lot of us, we are hollow, well, I'm not hollow, but first of all, we'll have all these negative thought forms, or negative energies, negative peoples around us, but we want to make a lot of money. We want to have this type of car. We want to have this type of house. We want this and we want that. But I'm here to tell you by experience, you're not going to get it until you first clear your mind of all the negative things that has happened to you in the past, negative relationships, just anything negative situations. First of all, we have to clear our mind from all that stuff before we'll be able to receive blessings. Okay. And, a lot of us now, the subconscious mind, if we don't clear that stuff out, it's hard to excel forward, and I never will forget, this guy, this school that I'm going to, Dr. Masters, and he made a good point. Like he said, it's just like when you have all these negative thoughts and negative energies in your mind, it's just like a garbage can that's filled with garbage. But then you want to add whipped cream and cherries on top. But yet you can add that on top. But yet and still, the garbage is still in the garbage can. So, that to me, that was a good analogy of how negative thought forms, negative energies, negative thought can hold us back. We constantly keep this stuff in our subconscious mind. We have to clear that out. You got to empty the garbage can. You're not gonna move forward by having your garbage can filled with garbage. We have to clear that stuff out. And it says, cleansing memories. I realize that I must cleanse all level of my mind of negative thought energies that work against and come into conflict with positiveness, which I attempt to program into my mind and also allow to arise within my mind through the universal mind of God. So that's what we have to do. Like I said, you have to cleanse first. You got to cleanse before the blessings come. Okay, now what is it that we have to do to cleanse? Okay, meditations. I recognize that through my daily practice, not once a week, not 2 times a week, not once a month, we're talking about every day. We need to meditate. Okay, I recognize that through my daily practice of meditations on God's presence at the center of my mind, I draw into the memory levels of my subconscious and sublimating light energies of God to change the negative energies into positive energies. And that's what we have to do. We have to imagine through meditation, we have to imagine that those negative energies that the universal God source is sending light into our subconscious mind, clearing out all those negative energies. And like I said, it ain't no meditating no once a week. That's something that need to be done every day if you want to clear out all those negative energies that's been stored in your mind for years and years and years, you know. And and also uh, uh, thought, feelings, and monitoring. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that, but anyway, monitor in. The moment I think or feel negativity, I immediately say to myself, I nullify or I neutralize that energy before it returns to the memory level of my mind to continue or interfere with establishment of positive God consciousness. When we have these negative thought forms that come into our mind, it might be a negative situation. It might be an argument with your boyfriend. It might be an argument you had with somebody else, or it might have been a disagreement. Before when that thought form, when it first come across your mind, what you need to do is nullify that. You have to counterbalance. You have to counteract it with a positive statement. You have to say, okay, this I no longer entertain this thought because I am filled with God's presence or God's light or whatever you want to say, anything positive. I'm moving forward in my life. That is behind me. So I no longer entertain those type of thoughts any longer. And so the thing is that we have to recognize, because sometimes these thoughts will slip up on us before, and next thing you know, we just thinking and thinking about whatever that situation was. But the thing is to be able to catch it before it enters the subconscious mind. Cut it off, nullify it. That's the thing, because I can say I have been guilty of that. And sometimes I have to watch myself because it will slip up on you. All type of negative, things that has happened in your life, you'll start thinking about it. But what you got to do is cut it off. Soon as that thought hits you and you realize it, cut it off. And just say, I no longer entertain that thought because I'm moving forward in my life. That is behind me and I am moving forward. Something of that nature. Whatever positive affirmation you want to say. Okay, visualization. I daily take a few moments to visualize or imagine that the interior of my body is filled with the positive universal God energy, conscious that sublimates all dark and negative energies into positive primal light of Christ or either God's conscious, God's energy. So that's the thing. We have to visualize. We have to visualize. We have to see this. You have to meditate. You have to visualize, and that's the thing that I was guilty of, and I'm still struggling with it. We have to visualize. We have to see ourselves in positive situations. We have to see. That's how people manifest great things in their life, because they visualize it. They see themselves doing it. And I'm gonna tell you something that I thought about a while back. As a kid, we used to visualize. We used to, just see ourselves doing certain things. Visualize ourselves being a doctor, or visualize ourselves being a nurse, whatever it is you want it to be, or visualize yourself being successful in life. Things like that. But the problem that I see, this is my opinion, the problem that I see with us visualizing, having the mind to visualize now, is because we have so much, and so many things going on that deter us from visualizing. You got social media, you got TV. It's just so many things that keeps us. Some people have to work 2 or 3 jobs. keep us from visualizing. Because our minds is, many of us are so busy on trying to survive. Until you just don't. Sometimes you don't think about it. But there's something, and like I said, I struggle, yeah, and I'm still struggling with it. Because sometimes you can go through so many negative situations till all you think about is negative stuff. But that's what I'm trying to talk to us and share this with you all now, because we got to stop it. We got to visualize. We got to meditate, and we have to visualize ourselves being in a better situation to move forward in life. Because the thing is, when I first lost my when I lost the house, the first house that I was in, it was a 2-bedroom house. I loved that house. And I visualized that house because I wanted a house so bad with a backyard and a front yard. I bought that into my reality, but it didn't last long. So I don't know what happened along the way. But like I said, sometimes we have so many negative thoughts to come through our minds. But I did manifest that for about a year or more. And I was thankful for that. And so now I'm going back to another home because I'm like, I have to have me a home, because I love feeding the birds. Anything in nature, I love it. So I visualize this home that I'm going into now, you know. And so we have to do that. We have to take time out to do the things that's necessary for us to move forward in life. Okay. But I'm gonna tell you another thing. Sometimes we get tested in life too. You know, sometimes life tests us, and it depends on. Sometimes we might fail that test, and we might pass it. But we do get tested in life to see how we gonna react in certain situations and things of that nature. So we do get tested. So we have to realize these tests and try to pass them, because I've been had a lot of them coming across my way lately. So we have to realize that sometimes we do be tested. But again, visualize. Very important on manifesting what you want to do or where you want to be in this lifetime. Okay. Conscious reprogramming. Every time I have a negative thought or feeling, I immediately respond with the opposite, a positive thought that reprograms my mind with a positive universal God conscious energy. That's what I just spoke about that earlier. We have to come back with those when we have those negative thoughts, we have to come back with some positive. Whether now this is another book here, The Power of Psalms. The whole book of Psalms, have verses and stuff in it, and this is a positive affirmation book. So we have to do things like this to keep a positive mindset. And this book here it has plenty of positive affirmations, and we have to do this on a daily basis, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, depending on the person and their situation. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Give me just a minute. Yeah, so the things that we need to do, the lifestyle that we need to create for ourselves, to for positivity, to have a more positive life, we need to wear and surround ourselves with happy energy colors. Listen, like anything that's energizing: red, orange, yellow, greens, purples, because I find myself wearing a lot of black and gray. Just like right now, I got on a gray. I wear that quite often, but I'm Scorpio, so I guess that's one reason why. But I have to, sometimes I have to remind myself, some colors, wear a colorful T-shirt or something like that. But mainly, like when I'm around the house, I just, pretty much have on just grays, blacks or something like that. But usually when I go out or something like that, I will, wear some colors. But yeah, wearing colorful clothing is very important. And then also listening to positive music, because, oh my goodness, sometimes, we can have this is so much negative music out there. But, we have to listen to some inspiring, like some meditational music, or either like me, I like to go back to the old school music and listen to those old songs because those songs had more meaning and had more love involved into it than a lot of these songs in today's time. Now, don't get me wrong. It is because it is some newer artists is going back to these older songs, and that's what I was telling my son. I'm like, they're not as creative as those the older groups like the Isley Brothers, Curtis Mayfield. It's just a lot of those older groups. They was creative. They made their own music. They played all instruments, but nowadays they just play. I don't know what they call this, but they don't play instruments like they used to back in the days. But yeah, listening to positive music, being out in nature. Oh God, that is so healing for me, and that's something that I hadn't been able to do lately. Because my last job I worked nights and I just didn't get a chance to get out in nature nearly as much as I did now, as I do now. And to be honest, lately I haven't been getting out because we've been having so much rain. It's like right now it's cloudy, and I think that has a lot to do with us. With a lot of negativity because you got gray clouds. I love the sun, and I think they know that the sun make people happy. The sun is nourishing. The sun is energizing. And it's like sometimes we might have sunshine by 2 or 3 times, maybe by 2 to 3 times a week, if that many. Most time it rains. I never noted for us to have so much rain. It's just every time I turn around, it's just raining, and that's depressing. So we have to do things within our homes. Like I said earlier, like I have a lot of green plants. Anything that's positive, you have to bring nature inside, and you can't get to it outside. So we have to do whatever we can to try to stay positive in these times here. Okay, and try to find the brighter, positive side of experience that appear to be negative. Yeah, see, whenever you have a negative situation, always try to see the brighter side to it. If you're having a negative situation with a person, maybe they haven't grown yet. And you have to kind of overlook. I know it can be hard and be challenging because I know, but we have to think sometimes, well, this person probably, they ain't where they need to be right now. So sometimes we just have to overlook that situation, because like I said, those be tested, and I get tested in those ways quite a bit. And sometimes I pass and sometimes I fail. I just gonna be honest with you. But I'm doing better, because we have to identify when those situations happen, what's really happening. We're being tested. Okay. Identifying. I do not identify my identity with any temporal negative experience. That's right. You don't want anything that's negative. You want to cut it off. Right now, I had to cut off some people, because um, I wasn't, I couldn't see no future in those people. Instead I'm looking for somebody who can help me to grow and expand. I don't need nobody that's going to bring me down. Having you doing stuff that you don't normally do and things of that nature. Those type of people you have to let go. Because like I said, that's a test for you. To see if you're gonna comply with their ways, the way they do things. Get you to join in and all that. Those you have to let those people go because what it's doing is bringing you down. It's bringing you down. So we have to be mindful of those situations as well. Okay. Well, let's see. And negative is and as I am not anything temporal. Yeah, we're not nothing temporal. We are eternal beings. That's who we are. We are eternal beings, and with the Christ-like light mind of the universal God consciousness, in which negativity, darkness cease to be. We don't deal with that. We have to let that go. We have to move on. Those type of people and situations, we have to get away from them, especially if we want to move forward in life. Okay. So I know I kind of did a lot of rambling, but I just wanted to share that with you all because I feel like somebody else might need to hear that. Because, like I said, we have, and in these days and times, it's so much negativity going on. Not only in our homes, but in our communities, and in all around. You know, so we need to know the things that we need to do. And first of all, let me just recap on what we need to do. First of all, to remove negativity, negative thought forms, negative people from your life, you need to cleanse, go back into the subconscious mind and clean out all those bad memories. You have to clear them out. And how you do that, you clear that out by meditating, by visualizing, you know, in reprogramming our conscious mind. And see, that's the thing. We have to reprogram ourselves because, excuse me, sometimes, we can be around, depending on how we was raised up, depending on the friends we hang around, um, we got programmed. Yeah, just to be honest, we got programmed. It could be some good programming and more than likely probably some bad. But we have to reprogram our minds by reciting positive affirmations, catching those negative thoughts as soon as they come across, cutting them off, and reprogramming it. Reprogram that thought with a positive thought. And as far as our lifestyle, we need to wear brighter colors. We need to listen to inspiring music. Be out in nature more if you can. Or either bring nature inside of your home, and know that we're eternal beings. We're not temporal. We are eternal beings. Um, you know, uh, Positive with Christ-like minds of the universal God consciousness. God's consciousness in which negative darkness cease to be. It don't. We get rid of that. You know, because we're eternal beings. So we have to cut those things off. So I hope that this helps someone. If you can relate to what I'm talking about, put it down off in the comment. And I would like to ask you if you like my channel, if you like this content, hit the subscribe button if you would like to subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you like to be notified when I upload videos. Right now, I'm just going to be honest with you all. I probably won't be too constant with my videos until I get into my house and get settled. And I just wanted to get on here today because I got boxes all over here. If you can see, I got boxes right here. See, boxes in which I'm packing. So I know it probably, it's going to be a minute before I get back and try to, be constant with the every week, every Wednesday thing. Because right now, I'm moving. Well, I will be moving this Wednesday, so been packing, just been busy right now. New job. So if you all could just hang in there with me because I was looking at my channels and most of my light channels was from my spiritual channels, talking just like I am now. So I think now I do like astrology, but there's so many people out there doing astrology. So I might finish that series that I did, and that might be it. And I think I'm gonna move towards my spiritual work. Of just sharing with you all situations and how we can improve our lives. Because like I said, we need all the help we can get. So I think I'm gonna do that. Don't get me wrong, astrology is good, but I think I'm more because I'm looking at my channels. I got more likes and more views on my spiritual channels than I do on my astrology channels. And so I think I'm gonna let that be, and I'm gonna start doing more spiritual videos. Okay, because that's where I want. That's where I want to be able to help people. Okay, so anyway, you all take care. And like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Y'all, help me out with subscribing because I'm trying to get there. But like I said, once I get in my place and get situated, then I'll be able to be on a consistent basis. All right, you all take care, be blessed, and have a great day. Bye for now.